Welcome to the 11th episode of my show, That Bus Guy. Let me start by saying that I hope you will forgive me if I make any mistakes tonight. I am not a professional speaker. I am just an old disabled Brocktonian trying to stand up for bus safety in Brockton. I have great news to report. On Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, my long battle to fulfill the promise I made to the people when I ran for Brockton Mayor in 2023 to sound the alarm on bus safety and try to make a difference was fulfilled. I am proud to say that I kept my promise even after being ridiculed and constantly criticized. I never wavered. I never stopped fighting for the right of the people to safely get on a BAT bus. After 604 days of fighting the corrupt Robert Sullivan administration and BAT and the City Council and State Representatives Rita Mendez and Michelle Du Bois, who all repeatedly said to me, "Mr. Ripley, you are wasting your time. Nobody in Brockton cares about safety on the BAT bus." I finally broke through and proved them wrong. 2 weeks ago, I received the support of the Brockton Housing Authority, which, according to its website, services approximately 7,000 elderly, disabled residents and families in Brockton. Thousands of them ride BAT. I presented a proposal to Executive Director Thomas Tebow to inform all Brockton Housing Authority residents of the illegal, dangerous safety threat on BAT buses and the federal and state laws and BAT policies that protect them and keep them safe on BAT. Mr. Tebow and other members of the board agreed with my proposal. Next, I was invited to a meeting with members of the BHA Executive Board and representatives from all 18 Brockton Housing Authority properties to present my proposal. It was a long meeting. I was warmly received. I presented my proposal. I provided the necessary documentation and answered their questions. As I went around the room speaking to them, some of them told me that they also experienced the same safety concerns on BAT that I described in my proposal. A couple of them were fans of my show, Bat Bus Guy, on YouTube. Many of them thanked me for speaking out and caring about and fighting for bus safety for elderly and disabled residents for whom riding BAT is a critical lifeline to get around Brockton to go to medical appointments and grocery shopping. While one representative at the meeting had to leave early, all the other 17 representatives agreed sharing this safety information with their residents was the right thing to do. I also asked them to share this information with family, friends, and neighbors. Next, I want to say that I apologize. I failed. I did my best, but I could not find a city leader to support me and get this important safety information out to parents and kids across our city. Only you, the people, have the power to do that. To Mayor Sullivan, I say, shame on you. You were elected to serve and represent all the people of Brockton, including the low-income and poor and elderly disabled for whom riding BAT is a critical lifeline to get around this city. Mr. Mayor, I ask you now to immediately act and follow the lead of the Brockton Housing Authority. Mr. Mayor, please stop playing politics. You alone have the power to reach out to all the people. Do it now before an innocent school kid gets hurt on the bus. Next, I now want to share with you a couple of the federal laws and BAT policies that protect you and keep you safe when riding BAT. Number 1, the Code of Federal Regulations, Title 49, Section 393.90, prohibits bus drivers, including BAT bus drivers, from moving the bus while passengers are standing forward of the yellow line on the floor of the bus. Number 2, federal law states that drivers have a duty of care to every passenger on that bus. Number 3, according to BAT Executive Director Michael Lambert, BAT policy states that if you are unsteady on your feet or carrying shopping bags, etc., and you do not want to risk falling down and being injured when the driver hits the gas, you can ask the driver not to move the bus until you are seated. Next, I want to say to everyone watching, I am proof that anyone can make a difference, that you can fight City Hall and you can win. I was just a 68-year-old disabled Brocktonian enjoying my retirement when I was a 4-time victim of the illegal, dangerous, aggressive driving behavior of a certain group of BAT bus drivers. After reporting these incidents to BAT and the mayor and being ignored month after month after month, I fought back. I kept meticulous records and documented everything. This forced BAT to investigate my concerns and start disciplining its drivers. To get the mayor's attention, I decided to run against him for mayor. So I went out, I collected my signatures to get on the ballot. My goal was not to win, but to use it as leverage to fight for safety on the bus. My plan worked. In my first public speech as a candidate at the NAACP political meet and greet at West Middle School, I directly confronted the administration on the illegal, dangerous safety threat on BAT buses. 6 days later, I received a certified letter from the city of Brockton stating that they investigated and confirmed my safety concerns, but they also stated it was not a city issue. Then I convinced the Brockton Police Department and Massachusetts State Representative Rita Mendez to also investigate, and they each confirmed my safety concerns were valid. Then I convinced Rita Mendez to go on camera and say that she agreed with me that the people have a right to get on a bus safely. Then I was invited on Ed Miller's radio show, Brockton Strong, to talk with his listeners for about 20 minutes about the safety on BAT. Then I was invited on Keith Hayes' podcast to talk to his listeners for 90 minutes about safety on BAT. While all that was going on, I started producing my own weekly cable TV show about safety on the bus. Then Mayor Sullivan and I, believe it or not, became texting buddies. I still have many of his texts in my phone. Then I received 2 invitations from Mayor Sullivan to come to his office and talk about bus safety with himself, BAT Executive Director Michael Lambert, and Police Chief Brenda Perez, and others. Because the mayor misled me and played politics, I refused a 3rd invitation to his office. Then City Councilor Minichiello agreed to sit down for an on-camera interview about the threat on BAT. Then Councilors Lally, Griffin, Asak, Thompson, and Farwell suddenly started taking my phone calls. Then I started going to city meetings and taking advantage of the 2-minute public comment period and talking about the threat on BAT. Then I brought my camera, the Brockton Community Access camera, to City Hall and produced an episode of my show right outside the mayor's office. Then I went to City Hall with picket signs and I demonstrated in front of the mayor's office. The mayor came out and offered me a few drinks and something to eat. And everything I just mentioned was free. It was me exercising my constitutional right to freedom of speech. I simply took advantage of free events, including interviews by the Brockton Enterprise, at political events around the city as a candidate, and talk shows and podcasts, plus my own show. So, everybody out there, if you believe in something, you can make a difference. All it costs you is your time. Do not be afraid to fight. I am a nobody. If I can do it, you can do it. If you have a dream or a goal, come down to the Brockton Community Access at 1 North Main Street on the corner of Pleasant and Main. It is free to join. Just fill out some paperwork. Then, once you're approved, they will show you how to accomplish your dreams and goals. They will teach you how to produce your own podcast or talk show, etc. You can go on camera and speak directly to your city leaders, just as I am doing now. You can take a camera to film family events, weddings, graduations, athletic events, and birthday parties, etc. And it is free. Let me say, while I have made a difference, I truly wish I could have done more. I want to thank the thousands of you who watched and shared and liked and commented on my shows and public service announcements and social media posts, and the hundreds of you that I met in my run for mayor. I am proud to have stood up and made a difference and made Brockton just a little bit better. Please be safe when riding the bus. Okay, now I want to address Mayor Sullivan and the City Council, all the City Councilors. I want to say to you all now that you were elected to represent and serve the people of Brockton, and the number one job you have is to keep the people safe, public safety. There's no more important goal that you have as an elected city leader. Public safety is number one. And what bothers me is the fact that you know there's a threat on the public safety threat on the buses to elderly and disabled and kids, etc. You know that for a fact. That's been proven. We've already gone through that. And the fact that you just will not inform the people is just really bothers me. It is just really wrong. And I wish I could sit down with all of you and you could explain to me why you feel this way. Now, like I said, I've been told by a couple of city councilors, I've been told by Jack Lally, by Shirley Asack, by a few of the others, that the problem is that they're concerned, you are all concerned that if you say anything negative about Brockton Area Transit, even if it's true, that they will file a lawsuit against you and the city of Brockton. Well, my answer to that is, so what? Public safety is more important than worrying about a city lawsuit. The safety of elderly people in wheelchairs and canes trying to find a seat on the bus and their life being threatened by the bus driver, that is more important than any lawsuit the city may face. And I wish I could get that across to you, and I want to get it across to you, the people of Brockton. Your mayor and your city councilors do not care about your safety.